Yeah.
You got it on tape, right?
We got it.
Well, sticking along those lines, now getting more playing time, more people getting to know your name, just kind of their hope that, they will get to pronounce it right.
Right. No, definitely blessed to be in the position I'm in. Just kind of following the older guys, guys that have been here before, and just trying to step in as much as possible, whatever role that may be, whatever the coaches decide. I'm just glad to fulfill it and just do the best that I can at that role.
Spencer was pointing out yesterday, he said, this last game was your first game actually on the blue. All your other games have been road games. What was it like to finally get out there, to finally play, and to get the start as well?
Yeah, no, it actually felt like I was a football player again. Like the last time I've really gotten reps like that was high school, and making plays was high school. So, I mean, it's been a long time, but I think just kind of God willing, he pushed it longer, and it's just made it that much more special for me when I actually went out there Saturday. So it was just a really good experience for me.
Marco, do you have a little pent up, I don't know if aggression is the right way, but you were a little more passionate, I think, than I kind of expected after talking to you the first time on the football field.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other guys can attest. I definitely have high energy, and I'm a very passionate guy. I'm definitely one of the more odd guys on the team for sure. But I just really enjoy what I do. I think after last year, I took it for granted, and I just really love what I'm doing. I'm glad to take whatever reps I'm given, really.
So what's it like to feel that adrenaline, go through you when you make a big play and just kind of get a chance to release it, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I guess just whatever comes up. I'm already being made fun of the celebrations that I had last week, so maybe if I make the same plays, I'll have something better. But I mean, it's just kind of first thing that comes to mind. I'm just really excited, and I'm just glad I can share with the guys around me, really.
What do you think you've been able to get out on the field? What do you bring to the team that helps this defense?
I just think, just like anybody, I'm just doing my job. That's all I can do, and obviously jobs and roles change throughout the season, and so like I said before, whatever the coaches think is best for me and best for the team, that's what I'm willing to step into, and that's just kind of my mindset through the whole thing.
Marco, did you call yourself, you said you're an odd guy? Is that what you said? why do you consider yourself an odd person, I guess?
I just think I bring a lot of energy, and at times where most of the time people are just really in a lull or something like that. I don't know, I tend to find I don't really take things too seriously for the most part. I like to have fun with things and stuff like that. I know when to take things seriously and when not to, but for the most part, I really like to have fun with a lot of things, and I don't really take things too seriously.
Can you take us back to last year, and how did your injury go down?
Yeah, so kind of just one bad step against New Mexico, and kind of just took me out for a year. Definitely took me a couple weeks just to accept the reality of my situation. I think that me going to sports psychologist and all the resources that we have on campus helped a lot, but on top of that, the athletic trainers really kept me in it. Obviously, I just do what they tell me on the sheet, and they're pretty much the masterminds behind my recovery process. So just kind of keep my head down and just working as hard as I can to get back with these guys was a big focus of mine.
Had your brother ever dealt with anything like that, or had you done it in high school of having to a whole year not playing?
No, sir. This was
oh my God.
Yeah, no. This was the biggest injury that I had last year. I think that my family has had to deal with, for sure.
You said you kind of took you a couple weeks to accept it, but did you know right away that it was a pretty bad one, or?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I knew immediately right on the field. So I mean, yeah, trainers told me it was tough for me to accept it, but it is what it is.
How much?
It was a knee, right?
Yeah.
Right or left knee?
My left.
How much were you expecting to play the last year?
I wasn't really expecting much. I've always been focused on special teams, and I'm continuing to stay focused on special teams. And like I said earlier, it's just football is a crazy game. So there's a lot of things that can happen. And last year I was just prepared for whatever role they needed me to step into.
Can you kind of walk us through that double pass on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just comes down to doing my job. It was number 4 wide receiver across my face in cover 4, so I just pushed through, and I just kind of just went with it. I saw him pull up, and I got caught too much in it anyway, so I just went, and luckily he just held on the ball, but yeah, I was just able to make the play, right place, right time.
Did you realize in the moment that was a sack? Because I know up in the press box, I didn't read like until he said, "Oh yeah, he was going to pass." I was like, "Oh yeah, that would be a sack."
No, I didn't. No.
How did you end up at Boise State? I mean, there's so many linebackers and stuff, and sometimes it's like, oh man, how did that guy get here? So, what was your recruitment like? How'd you end up at Boise State?
So it kind of just, I got certain offers. It kind of just came down to Princeton here and San Diego State, and I wanted to experience something new, so I kind of just scratched off San Diego State because I'm from San Diego, and then I just felt like Boise State was the closest thing that I could get to college football that I grew up with, and my dad always said the education's what you make of it, so I decided to come here, and I really liked the blue collar aspect and the culture because it kind of just it was similar to what was going on in my high school in San Diego.
Marco, why is this defense struggling? You're the bottom of the nation in yards given up. You've watched the film a million times. What are you seeing?
Just a lack of communication and eye control. I mean, that's just on all spectrums. That goes from D linemen to us linebackers to all the DBs. That's just the biggest focus is kind of just losing our eyes when they shift, movers, transitioning eyes. So yeah, it's definitely something that we're focusing a lot more this week. And I wouldn't say punishment, so to speak, but it's more emphasized and yeah, it's just more emphasized for this week.
What causes a loss or a lack of eye control? You just want to get your hand in the cookie jar and fly around and make the play like Spencer talked about it all day yesterday. What causes that?
I think it's just a culmination of guys just wanting to make a play, and I'm guilty of it too. There's times during last game where I didn't have the right fit and I screwed up one of the safeties on a run play because I was trying to do something outside my job. So I think that's just the biggest thing. And then it can be hard on some formations or shifts and movers and the tempo, and you can lose your eyes pretty fast, especially in kind of the environment that you're in.
Getting back one more, just is that the funnest you've had like on the football field personally in a little while there, just kind of being free and playing a lot and flying around?
Yeah, 100%. I think that it was just kind of the build-up since my injury. It just that injury kind of took a toll and kind of just built up, just coming back and playing again. So it was definitely a special moment for me.
I don't know if you saw it, but we after the game on Saturday kind of asked DJ about you, and I mean he was had so many emotions trying to describe what you meant to him and the team. What was it like to see a guy like that talk about you in that way?
I mean, it's just a test to like everything he does every day. Obviously, I was kind of expecting to get a little bit more playing time this year, and so I wanted to replicate DJ's process and how he handles getting ready for games because I haven't had that experience yet. So that on top of all the off-season workouts, like I can go on and on about DJ, but he sets the standard and he sets the tone every single day, and I aspire to be a linebacker like him. Obviously in my own way, but kind of how he carries himself and handles himself on and off the field.
When you were on the field, you were on with him some, were you ever on with Simpson, or do you always at weak side, or do you play both linebackers?
No, right now I just play Mike.
Right.
Yeah, so I was on the field with Drew, I think, maybe a couple plays last game. But I mean, we've been getting reps together. We always rotate.
But
so.
DJ's the one that will flip back and forth.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, that's just going back to that is being able to play 2 linebacker positions is pretty impressive, and he's a very smart football player. So another thing that I kind of look up to in him.
Obviously, it comes down to the coaches and situations, but at this point, I don't know if expect is the right word, but do you plan on getting more reps? Do you feel like you deserve more reps?
I don't think I'm deserving of anything. Last year, I thought I was deserving of being healthy and getting reps that I thought I should have gotten, but it just doesn't work like that. I'm really taking it day by day and week by week, and just ready to fill whatever role they need me to fill that week.
10 a.m. game this week. What's kind of your mindset of getting up, just being ready right away?
Sorry, could you rephrase that?
With the 10 a.m. game this week,
Oh.
What's the mindset like? You guys got get up and right away you got to be ready to play.
Right. Nothing we're not used to, honestly. Every practice is get up 5 in the morning, meetings, walkthroughs, whatever we need to do before practice, warm up, and then practice. So I don't think it's really much different for me. I honestly like it a little bit better because there's not as much anticipation compared to like a later game, and so I'm not like itching to kind of get out there. But I don't really see any issues with it. We've been doing similar things, getting up that time.
Anything else?